Good morning, dear students. Today, let us begin with our subject geography. So, we are going to revise lesson number 7, that is rocks and rock types. So, everybody will take your geography textbook and open page number 40. You can refer the textbook while I am teaching the lesson. You can pause the video and refer the textbook. I hope you have read the lesson. Okay, if not, open the textbook, read the lesson, and then listen to the revision what I am going to take about the lesson. I will revise in short the points and then we will go through the question answers. Okay, students? So if you have not read the lesson, read it. Reading will make you understand the concepts properly. You will understand what you have, what you know or what you understood, and which concepts are new for you, which you have to study. This you are going to understand only because of reading. Okay, so first read the lesson and then we will start with the revision. Okay, so now let's start with the revision of the lesson, rocks and rock types. So in this lesson, first we had learned about what is rock. Yes, so rocks are a mixture of different minerals formed by natural processes in the lithosphere. Okay, so I think you have a question answer, isn't it? Or you may have a question like this: what is rock? So you can write this answer. Yes, what is rock? Rocks are a mixture. Or how is rock formed? Okay, so rocks are a mixture of different minerals. So when different minerals come together by natural processes, okay, that is in the lithosphere. Lithosphere means in the land, that time that we get a rock. Okay, second thing, that is the earth's crust is made up of rocks and soil. You can have this as a fill in the blanks or question answer. Yeah, so what is our earth crust made up of? Yes, the outer area of our earth crust is made up of rocks and soil. Second point what we have learned, that is rock forming minerals. Okay, means to form a rock, which minerals are necessary. So the minerals are, see, silica, aluminium, magnesium and iron are the major rock forming minerals. So these four minerals are necessary for formation of rock. Okay, next we have studied about the properties of rocks. Properties means how that rock is, okay, or how it is formed. On that the properties are dependent. Okay, so see, properties of rocks depend on the constituent minerals. This is the first thing. Second, their proportion, and third, as well as on the formation process. Means which minerals are present in that rock, how much proportion, means which is more in quantity, which mineral is more, which mineral is less in quantity. Okay, that is called as a proportion. And the way that rock has formed, this all three things, properties of rocks are dependent. Okay, next the important thing what we had studied, that was the types of rocks. Okay, so based on this formation process, we are having how many types of rocks, children? Correct, we have three types of rock. You know those types, isn't it? So see, there are the following three types of rock according to their formation process. So can you recall? Yes, the first one, that is igneous rocks. It is also called as primary rocks. Second, sedimentary rocks, and third, metamorphic rocks. Okay, so now let's first revise about igneous rock. So see children, it is the primary rock. See, the molten material known as magma and lava cools down and solidifies, giving rise to igneous rock. See, when the magma and lava comes out, through what does it comes out? Through an volcano. Molten means it is very hot and in liquid state, that is called as a molten. Okay, so this molten material such as magma and lava, when it comes out, it's very hot. Okay, and when it comes down, it first cools, and when it cools, it turns to solid state. Yes, and then it gives rise to this rock. And what is that type? It is igneous rock. Okay, second point, these are also referred to as primary rocks. Means igneous rocks are also called as primary rocks. We do not get fossils in this rocks. Means what? We are not having any fossils. Fossils means what, children? Remains of dead plants and animals. Okay, so this is not found because it is coming out, from the earth, from volcano. It is coming like a burning thing, it comes out. In that we don't get fossils. Yes or no? Fossils when we get, if animal or plant is there, on that if something falls, if stone is there on that leaf, after some days that leaf will turn to net, isn't it? Then it is called as a fossil. But this is coming from inside out, so we do not get fossils in these rocks. Okay, so now let's see the example of this rock. So see, basalt is a major example of igneous rock. Okay, so now let's move on to the next type of rock, that is sedimentary rock. Now how this rock is formed, or how do we get this rock? See, due to the heat, rivers, glaciers, wind, etc., the rock gets disintegrated or decomposed. Means as soon as the day starts, sun's sunlight falls on the earth, and during the day it goes on increasing, and the rocks are always open in the environment, isn't it? So they are exposed to sunlight, and because of that sun's heat, they are getting disintegrated. Means there are cracks, pores, okay, or they get decomposed. Also because of the rivers, if you will see the small stones or rocks side to the river, how they are, yes, decomposed like they are, isn't it? So even the glaciers means when the snow melts, and when it moves down, falls down and moves into the river, that is called as a glacier. And also because of wind, the rock is getting disintegrated or decomposed. Understood? Second point, the rock particles get transported to the low lying areas and are deposited there. One after the other, layers of sediments get deposited in this way. So now when the river is flowing, glaciers are flowing, wind flowing, even heat is passing, isn't it? And because of this, what happened? The rock is becoming smaller and smaller, and it is moving further, and then it is transported. Okay, the rock particles are getting transported, means they move from one place to another, and they are passed towards low lying area. Okay, low lying means like down part, and there they are deposited, means they settle there, and they settle one above the other. Okay, and thus layers of sediments are deposited. Okay, so when layers of sediments are formed, see what happens. The next point, the upper layer exerts heavy pressure on the lower layers. So whatever upper rocks are there, no, or upper layer is there, that is giving more pressure on the lower layers, and see what happens, leading to compaction of material and development of sedimentary rocks. And because of that it leads to compaction, yes, and that develops sedimentary rock. Okay, next see, as it is of decomposition, see children, surely we will have fossils in this rock. So fourth point, we may get fossils in these rocks. These rocks are generally brittle and light weight. Brittle means like chalk. You can see whatever chalk the teacher uses, we can write with it, because it's solid, but it quickly breaks, yeah, and it is light in weight. Same like that this rock is there. Okay, and the fifth point, sandstone, limestone, shell, corals, etc. are sedimentary rocks. Understood children? Now let's move on to the third type of rock, that is metamorphic rock. Due to volcanic activity and other Earth's movements, the igneous or sedimentary rocks are subjected to tremendous pressure and heat. So what happens, see, when there is volcanic activity or other some movements of the earth shaking, okay, that time what happens, igneous and sedimentary rocks are there, they are undergoing lot of pressure and heat. Okay, and as its effect, the crystals in the original rocks get recrystallized or metamorphosed, leading to formation of metamorphic rocks. So igneous rocks are there or sedimentary rocks are there. When pressure, if we give pressure on, you have seen, no, table sugar, yeah, if you hammer it, it turns to powder, yes. So like that only, when there is tremendous pressure and heat, what happens, there is effect on that sedimentary or igneous rocks, and they turn, they get recrystallized, means crystals are formed out of it, and this leads to formation of metamorphic rock. Second point, these rocks do not contain fossils, and these rocks are heavy and hard. Okay, the example is gneiss, marble, diamond, slate, etc. are metamorphic rocks. Next point, that is fossils. So see, what is fossils? Due to heavy pressure, the impressions of the buried remains of dead animals or plants get putrefied in the rocks. So when there is pressure, impressions means like stamp, how we do, you know, stamp work, yeah, how we press on that blue color ink, and if we press on any paper, we get that stamp, isn't it? You may have many pens or anything, cats are having, say. So like the impressions, you know, if you press something, you get a shape of that, yeah, so that is an impression. So like this, whichever plants or animals are buried in the earth, their impressions are there on the rock, and that is called as a fossils. In your textbook you all are having a picture also, you can see it, yeah. The study of fossils provide information about the life in that period. So when we study these impressions or when we study these fossils, we come to know or we get the information about which lives were there in that particular time. Okay, next see, we have learned about the distribution of major rocks in Maharashtra. Okay, so see, the main rock which is widely spread in Maharashtra is the basalt rock. So see, the first point, basalt rock has spread over a vast region of Maharashtra. Second, granite rock is found in the eastern part and in South Konkan. So children, remember, in the eastern part and South Konkan. Eastern part of Maharashtra and South Konkan we are getting granite rock. Okay. Next, other rock in South Konkan is laterite. So the third point is laterite is found in South Konkan. Next, fourth one, sedimentary rocks means the rocks which are having layers. Okay, they are found in Nandurbar, Dhule, Jalgaon, Buldana, Akola and Amravati districts of Maharashtra. Understood? So next, the last point what we have studied, that is mineral wealth of Maharashtra. See, because of the thick and extensive layer of basalt, Maharashtra does not have large reserves of mineral wealth. Okay, and the next point, that is in Maharashtra, mining activities concentrated in South Konkan and Eastern Maharashtra. Why? Because which rock is present there? Yes, granite rock is present there. So these were the 10 points, and in that we had the sub points which we have learned in this lesson. So I hope you have revised the lesson. So once again read the lesson and get clear the concepts.